Okay, hello again to another episode of I messed up my recording and had to record the sound afterwards. Um, I'm still trying to prepare for the exam. It's going to happen tomorrow, and by the time this goes up, I'm either writing it or still, or just got out of the exam. So I'm not sure yet. It depends on how fast the upload goes. This episode is cut together. I had to cut two different episodes together because Towns crashed at the 4 minute mark or around the 4 minute mark. So you'll probably see that something around that area is doubled and happened twice. That's not a bug, that's just because Towns crashed and it reset to the last autosave. This should be the last episode because I didn't get to record any others yet, so I couldn't mess up another recording yet. And yeah, I got some suggestions. For one, I was told, I don't know if I addressed it last time, but cows have to be bought from a trader. So we'll have to wait for a trader who has a cow in a cage until we can populate those cow farms. Also, we will probably build some more pig farms because we have pigs, and it should increase our bone production quite significantly. Aside of that, there is not much we can do right now. This is my attempt to increase the mining efficiency and just hoping I can dig up a better iron deposit. Also, I think that's the area where the Spider Queen sat around. We missed the fight because I was busy doing something else, or we might have had a siege around that time. I forgot what was it. I only saw in the logs that apparently we fought the Spider Queen. Aside of that, yeah, there is not too much to do for us at the moment. Yeah, those are mines. That's actually the point where I addressed in the original recording. I addressed the comment regarding the iron mines back there. Um, if you still remember, there was what was that? That there might have been space for for a fourth iron mine there, which it technically wasn't. Well, it was, but it wasn't an efficient one, so I did not build another mine. It's also the reason why I'm digging this, because I'm hoping to get a better iron deposit. And I'm not sure if I actually found one, so let's stay. It's gonna stay exciting. Yeah, so due to the current occasion, I'm gonna talk about exams because I'm technically doing this in order to calm down myself for the exam. So also we did find more iron, but we also found a hole in the ground, which was not quite what I wanted to see. Also this trail didn't have what we wanted. And yeah, exams. Um, Math is kind of an exception for me because I'm not overly good at it. I'm generally capable of calculating things. Um, Actually, it's not that difficult if you do it. So if you ever have a math exam or anything regarding math coming up, just do your homework. It really helps you. Also, that's the crash. I had to reassign this bit for mining, and I didn't learn from the fact that there was a giant hole there, and just reassigned that mining thing. Okay, so back to exams. So if you ever have a math thing coming up, just do your homework. Go to the lessons, do your homework, and it will save you a lot of time in the long run. Also, we are being besieged again. Yeah, I'm generally rather lazy when it comes to other things. I don't really have much trouble passing exams, and there are some I usually actually get done within half an hour or so, and that's it, yeah. And we can see the evil badges here. What do I want to say now? So math is kind of an exception for me because it is harder, and I'm a bit too lazy. I've been a bit lazy. I missed one or two lectures because it was the week my father died, so I didn't really feel like going to the university at that week. Um, I should be able to pass it. You will probably. I'll tell you how it went in the next episode, because after all, Let's Plays are a bit of a video log as well. Try not to keep it too personal, because there are things that are simply not your business and that I would not put up on the internet. But I guess that's one of those things that might interest people. So, yeah. Another 2 or 3 minutes filled with that. Isn't that amazing? So, we got a bit done today. We commented on things. We replaced some food bins in the recording. I also managed to fix my Steam settings lately, actually yesterday or so, and I'm currently just having a break and decided to record this audio file so I could start to upload this episode and get back to recording next week. Um, I still need to prepare my one sheet of formulas. It's not cheating, we are allowed to do that. I'm actually supposed to have one sheet, uh, DIN A4, which is a certain paper format. Uh, it is an officially allowed uh, thing to use. It's kind of a weird thing. At some exams, you are allowed to use one handwritten sheet of paper, which has to meet certain specifications. So I may not I may not write complete tasks, complete examples on it, but I may write down my formulas, which is nice because this is the first math exam I have in which I'm not allowed to use the formula book. So, while one sheet of paper does sound quite generous, because it's kind of your cheat sheet, uh, it is not that much because, as opposed to the entire book, which is not, well, it's just a book of formulas. It's I don't know if you know it, so it's a book full of mathematical formulas for everything and everyone, and it's fairly handy. In the last math exams I had to write, we actually were allowed 2 sheets of paper and the book, which made those exams significantly easier. Although, of course, they were still not overly easy. Yeah, we've been exploring that hole here. My mind is currently jumping back and forth between this the game recording and the what else did we have, and my kind of video log thing I'm just recording here. So there's also a bit of a thunderstorm going on outside. I'm not sure if you can still hear it. It actually cleared up again. It was quite heavy rain earlier. So that's that. I don't think the weather actually was recorded in my other recording, so I'm quite positive you didn't hear the thunder just now. Okay, yeah, so exams. I'm feeling kind of well prepared, although math is always kind of this border case because it's kind of difficult and there is a lot of unexpected stuff that can hit you and that can do so quite hard. And especially because last time I didn't prepare that well, I have to shamefully admit that. All I could tell from some of those tasks they had in the exam was a few numbers, a few letters, and a very weird punctuation. Also, we just lost one of our townies here. The more experienced players are probably cringing right now, or have already been cringing for the last 5 minutes. But that's how things go, and yeah, we lost our townie. But he killed the Goblin King. In my defense, I would have probably scrolled down here and watched that, but we had that siege to worry about and to deal with, so I couldn't do that much. Also, the happiness is still kind of dropping. I really need to place more decoration. And we still have about 4 minutes left. I'm glad I set Skype to busy in order to not be bothered by it during the exam preparation, because otherwise it would have been kinda loud by now. And there are times when people just keep poking me on Skype. Also a bit worried that I might oversleep tomorrow, because my cell phone, which is usually my I usually have the alarm on my cell phone, so I wake up in time. And it has been kind of strange lately. It has been, well, on Friday, it just constantly switched on and off. So, well, it just reset itself. So it didn't do anything. It was just lying there, and suddenly it asked me to type in my PIN again. So it vibrated, which it usually does when you switch it on. Then it uh, asked me to enter my PIN, and yeah. So basically everything else was kind of suspended, and I was afraid it would also mess up my alarm, because not being able to wake up during an or for an exam is bad. I'm not sure how this is handled in your respective places, but over here, being late to an exam is instant fail. Unless you're maybe a minute or two late and have a very generous professor, your exam is going to be failed. It's going to count as one of your 3 attempts for this exam, and you will have failed it. So you definitely want to wake up in time and be there in time. So I was worried about that. It seems to have sorted out itself, and I still need to look for another clock. So I have a substitute just in case. Never hurts to have a backup alarm for important things. We're also hitting the end of this recording. Yeah, that was actually what I didn't want to cut out, because I think losing a townie is something that needs to be shown. Even though I'd rather not have seen it in the first place, but it was inevitable. At some point we were bound to lose a townie. I think that's one of the downsides of the graphic style and such, because those townies are kinda interchangeable. They don't have any specific talents or something. So, for example, in Dwarf Fortress, your dwarves have very certain talents, and some dwarves are very useful for your fortress, and they are not replaceable. Whereas in this case, those townies are mostly interchangeable from what I can tell. So, if, for example, one of my craftsmen dies, I can just place another townie in his and make him a craftsman. Of course, I run out of townies, so they're all kind of important right now, because I just don't have that many of them. But at the end of the day, they are interchangeable. And that makes you emotionally less attached to the death of a townie. When in Dwarf Fortress your best blacksmith, dies, that is kind of tragic, because it means your fortress won't have any decent metal goods for a while. Whereas here, this is just, okay, we lost a miner, we have 23 other possible miners plus a soldier. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next time with Towns 14D, and until then, bye.